Oh, good grief. That's about 3.5 miles too much clearance. And the rocker's not on center. Somebody has JB welded the adjuster. About 75 miles too much clearance in that one too. It's supposed to be about 4 thou. It's got about 4 inches. What I'm doing now is I'm looking down. Just looking down the push rod itself. It goes all the way down. The lifters are way down in here, so the push rods are quite long. But I'm looking down the push rod down to the lifter. That one looks good. This one looks like a C. Whoop, push rod's bent. We got a bent push rod here. That's why the clearance is 75 miles out of spec. Why this is JB welded, I don't know. But there's all kinds of wrong. It's all wrong. Okay, that's that, and that's that. Gotta get these 3/8 out of here. Those out of there. That seal is still good. Toss to the side. There's 3/8 on the back I can't get to with this gun. One here, one here. So this inner cover has got brackets that hold the outer cover. I don't know why they do that. That's probably the whole turbo cool thing, but whatever. Don't know the theory behind it. I know it's there. So let's get those 2 3/8 out of the back. We need a ratchet. 3/8 socket. We were going to pull this cover off anyways because I could take that crank flywheel off and check that key, make sure it hasn't shifted, because they do. And the timing goes out, even just a little bit, and give you a grief. They don't run right when the timing's not right. One for that side. There is a little screw that holds the dipstick on. We gotta get that out of there. That's 1/4 inch. The dipstick screw is screwed to this black inner cover. Get that out of there. Yep. Just going to slightly rotate the dipstick out of the way. Oh, it's loose in that grommet. And the seal in the bottom, it's got slight oil seepage. I'm going to replace that grommet. I stock them. Because I do a lot of this. This is the majority of the channel. Or what I do is I buy riding mowers that don't run, need work. I refurbish the whole thing, basically top to bottom. Make sure that everything that needs to be done is done. All the maintenance that has never been done. All the servicing, I rebuild the decks if I need to, bearings, spindles, blades, belts, whatever. Any of that stuff, it all gets done. And then I sell them. So this is our top cover. Whoop. There's no mouse house in there, that's a good sign. Probably hasn't overheated. Plugs out so it's easy to turn. Let's check that, check the coil clearance. Looks good. That'll be fine. Yep, that will be fine. Okay, everything looks okay under here. Extra foliage, little leaf. So there is our head gasket right here. You guys aren't zoomed way in, but this is the head and the rest is the cylinder. Got a shield here. Get that coil wire out of the way. Come on, stay out of the way. This can stay. So we'll grab our 3/8, take this bolt out for the muffler brace. We got to get in there with an Allen, a hex. I don't know what size it is. We're gonna try this one. I don't know. Not that one. Not that one. It's in between. Quarter? What say you? Quarter it is. Oh, tight. And another one here. Ugh, not so tight, but tight enough. One bolt out. This is the 2 bolts that hold the muffler pipe to the exhaust pipe to the head. Okay. Screws out. Grab our gasket. Gasket. The muffler is going to be, I mean, I can take the shield out of the bottom and drop the whole muffler out, but it's not going to be in our way. 8 more bolts and the head's off. Let's do it. Call out the other little impact gun here. Is there 1/2 inch? Yeah, 1/2 inch. Half inch. So I'm gonna you tighten them in a cross pattern to make sure they torque down even, and you should also loosen them in a cross pattern so it doesn't warp things. Oh, one more. I believe they're all the same length. I'm not sure. We'll check in a second. There's the cylinder head. Something fell. There it is. What fell? A dowel. So in the back of the head, there's these dowels here that locate it. This one happened to fall out of the top. So it's not too crazy bad in there. I don't see any mess that pistons have hit anything, or there's a start of our head gasket leak. Let's get you a little closer. So valves are in decent shape, they're just dirty. Put this on the bench here for a sec. Our head gasket is just starting to go right here. Right in that area. The material is cracked. I do have, by part number, I have the right gasket for it in stock. I usually stock them, but I'm going to just match them up before I start slamming stuff together. The other dowel for the cylinder head is still here, so. So there's 2 bolts that are different, only 2. That's the 2 that are over by the exhaust. All the rest of them are the same. Okay, let's get everything out of there. All the bolts. Actually, they are the same bolts. They just sit different in the cylinder head. They're all the same bolts then. Cylinder head's a little thinner on that side, they just stick out a little further. So that's that. This is going to get scraped down with a razor blade. It's not even full of oil, like it's not greasy, it's clean. So we'll get to that. Looks okay there. Okay. I'm not going to bore you guys with me scraping gaskets, so hang on, we'll be back. Okay, so our gasket is scraped. I did move the piston around a little bit just to check the bore. Got perfect crosshatch. So we don't know where that camshaft is. Let's just start from there. So that's where it is. I looked inside there, everything is good. So I'm just gonna take these two push rods, doesn't matter which one goes where, because we're not installing them. We're gonna set them on top of the lifters. I'm just gonna hold them with my hand. And I turn the engine over, and the push rods are gonna tell me a story of where the engine is. Piston's up the top now. So what's happening? The intake valve is opening, so the push rod is coming out. Intake valve opens, piston's going down. That's your intake. Next stroke, the piston comes up. When it reaches the top of that stroke, that is the compression stroke. Remember, suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Intake, compression, power, exhaust. Those are the strokes of a 4-stroke. So now we know we're at TDC on the compression stroke. Gaskets are scraped, cleaned, ready to go. There's our new gasket going on. Pop that there on the dowels. It's got a couple of bolts in my hand here so I can get this situated. There we go. Cylinder head going on. Set you on the dowels. Come in, get on the dowels. What are you doing? There you go, on the dowels. That bolt's going. Just down to hold it. We'll set the rest of them in there. I forget the torque spec. I'll have to look it up. I don't remember it. I'm not tightening them, I'm just running them down. Throwing my socket on the table. There you go, all the bolts are in. Now I gotta look at my spec. These have to be torqued down. You have to have your gasket compressed and everything before you can set push rods and everything up, because if you set it up now, once you torque the head down, that clearance it changes. Push rods, in theory, get longer as you torque it down. If the cylinder head goes down, this will start to pull more. So that's that. Let me get torque specs. We'll get them torqued down. All right, got my torque specs. We're gonna do it in the correct pattern. We're gonna do 75 inch-pounds, 150 inch-pounds, then finish off at 220. We're gonna start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this one, 6, 7, 8. Did I get them all? Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to change to 150. $45, 150. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 220. Too much, far too much. There, 220. One, two, three, four, five, six. Come on, get in there. 7, 8. Donezo. That's done. Now it's push rod time. On this particular engine, the aluminum push rod is on the intake. I believe, don't quote me on it, but I believe on the V-twins, the exhaust is the aluminum one. But I could be wrong. I'd have to actually look it up. Let's get our intake one in there. Exhaust. Let's have a look-see with the light. Make sure it sits in the lifter. Well, that's in the lifter. Get that one down there. Make sure it sits in the lifter. Yep, that's in the lifter. I didn't get the tools and everything required to set the lash yet. I just got to get stuff assembled and adjust the lash in a minute. So we know we're at top dead center on the compression stroke. These do spec out. You're supposed to adjust them at, I don't know, 1/4 inch past top dead center or something. I don't know. But if we start just, oh, hey, good thing that you guys remembered. The caps. Gotta put these on. Good thing you guys remembered. I could hear you screaming, don't forget the caps. Oh my God. I heard it. So we're just gonna run that down, just snug. That'll give us the room we need to do our adjustments. Loosen that. Come on, get out of your, there we go, put our cap on. There we go. Okay. There is a procedure to adjust this. I don't use it. You don't need to. So we're at top dead center of the compression stroke, both the valves are closed. At this point, with these just snug, no compression on the valves, I can turn the engine over until one moves. Now I'm checking the movement now to see how far it's moving, and I want to make sure that the intake one is moving a similar amount, which it is, and that tells me that the cam is not worn out. So the exhaust valve is now wide open, which means the intake valve should be flat closed, like absolutely closed. There's no overlap there. When this one is fully depressed, this one should be fully closed. Now we can set our gap. So, Briggs specs them out, 3 to 5 on the intake, 5 to 7 on exhaust. So what I'm gonna do is do 4 for both, 4 and 4. Now 4 and, I'm gonna do 4 and 6. Yeah, I'll do 4 and 6. 4 and 6. So this one we should adjust. 4 on the intake. Intake usually wears looser. So we'll do 4 on the intake. Let me get my 10mm here. I should just be able to just turn that. Little snug, but it's fine. There, that's tight. Actually don't mind this style. They work okay. I'm just gonna verify that the lock is locked, which it is. There, that one's set. We got our clearance. It's not a lot, it's only 1/4 thou, but we have clearance. Now we can turn it until this one is all the way down. This one should be all the way loose. So let's do 6 on that one. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ooh, she went tighter. When I set the lock down, it went tighter. There's 6. That's a thing of beauty right there. Perfect. So we'll hold the adjuster, tighten the lock, make sure she's tight, which she is. Double check. She's snugged up. Let's bump her back a little. Just a little. Six thou. Thing of beauty. Valves are set and locked down. That should be good to go. We'll get our exhaustolator back on there. Gasket with a bolt. Come on. Behave yourself. There we go. Just get it started by a thread. We'll get the other bolt in there. Swing our gasket back into position. Which it is now. Snug. Snug. Tight. And tight. Okay. And there was the 3/8 in here, right? Yeah. Where is our 3/8? Not there. 3/8. Good and tight. Gasket surfaces are nice and clean. Gasket has seen better days. Just gonna get a new one. There it is. Hanging on the wall. In stock. There we go. This is the Sten's part number I'm using. What does that say? 475192. This is for the single cylinders. The twins use smaller valve covers usually. So they're smaller gaskets. Still got to get that crank key off. Where's my valve cover? One there. One there. One there. Tighten those by hand. Maybe, if I can find my ratchet. You guys keep moving stuff on me. There it is. I know you're hiding it on me. One, 2, 3, done. New spark plug, RC12YC. Might as well throw one of those in while we're thinking about it. Extension over there. Get in there. There we are. Usually works better when they're tight, so let's tighten this one, even though the last one wasn't. New sparky plug, pop the wire on there before I forget. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna reposition you guys, and we'll get a view of that crankshaft key and see what's going on up there. Gonna be a bit of a noise alert here. Gonna use a big impact gun and pop this bolt out of here. That was not tight. There was such a problem with these that Briggs actually updated the torque spec on this bolt so the flywheel would not turn so easy. Shear that key. Doesn't look like it's sheared, but okay. Well, it's not wiggly. I'm gonna pop that back in there just loose. I'm gonna swap out air tools here. I got an air hammer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little pressure under the flywheel in a safe place where it's not gonna break anything. Just a little pressure with a pry bar. Don't want to go too deep, you'll hit the stator and booger it. Just gentle pressure somewhere. That'll do. I'm going to hit it with the air gun. Ears. Okay. It's not pushing up hard enough. Oh yeah, that one's in there. Wow. Usually pop free a lot easier than that. Oh, it does not want to come off. All right, let me see if I can figure that out.